Well, hey gang, how you doing? It's Jonathan again from Tailhunter International down here in La Paz, Baja, Mexico. And it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, covering all of our fishing action for the Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet from August 3rd through the 10th of 2017. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time. Please subscribe. Take a look at the information below and let's get into the fishing. Check it out. Look behind me. Glorious sunshine compared to what we had last week when we had, well, whatever you want to call it, tropical storm, hurricane Lydia came through here. It might not have quite been a hurricane, but when you drop 20 to 40 inches of rain in about 30 hours, you get 100-mile-an-hour gusts. A storm is a storm is a storm, and it really caused some devastation down here. We had airports closed, we had flights canceled, a lot of road blockages, we had collapses, we had landslides, mudslides, a lot of inconvenience. It was not a good thing down here, but we recovered really quick. The big question, what happened to the fishing? Well, usually when we have a storm, it takes a week, sometimes two, for things to get back. The waters are dirty, there's a lot of stuff flowing into it, waters are off color, they're brown, they're green, there's a lot of stuff that flows out of the arroyos. It's not really the best fishing. Sunshine might be out, it's great to have a beer, hang out at the pool, eat enchiladas, but I usually don't expect a lot of great fishing after a storm. Well, here's what happened. I don't know what happened, but we jumped right back into it. We were able to, I know you might have seen some of the pictures of the roads leading out to places like Las Arenas and Muertos Bay. The detours were going the next day. We were out there, we were on the beach, got our folks on the water, and the fish showed up. It wasn't quite as wild as it had been just before the storms, but here's what happened. The fish still jumped on us. The Dorado bit, the tuna bit, maybe not as many as we'd had before, but here's what happened. The fish were a little bit bigger. Instead of some of the smaller dink fish, instead of some of the smaller 10, 12 pounder, we got some 20, 25, 30-pound Dorado this week. They grew up over the few days that we were off the water or something. The tuna, maybe not as many, although we did have some really wide open bites this week. The tuna pumped up another 5, 6, 7 pounds. We had some larger fish that were lost, so all things good. Folks that came down, folks that had to postpone their trips, folks that were wondering what was going to happen because they came after the storm. I'll tell you what, folks are filling their coolers. We had a couple days, that were sort of off, but still good, solid bites. And we had other days where, they came back going, hey, we were loaded up on tuna by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock after that. We chased some roosterfish, went after some Dorado, maybe looked for some Pargo and Cabrilla. We had some really good, solid days out there. Las Arenas especially. The Dorado were right on us, jumped us right after the storm, and kept biting all week. Then the tuna showed up again. As of yesterday, we had boats that were filling up on tuna again. Maybe not as many, but still you get 4, 5, 6 these big tuna, and we had a lot of first-timers here. They had a really fun time pulling on these really feisty fish. For our La Paz fleet, once again, the Dorado were biting real hard, real heavy. You'd find a spot where there are a lot of little dinky firecracker fish, 5-pounders, 6-pounders. Good to start the action, you throw them mostly back. Then you find another spot and boom, you've got all the big boys there. We had some nice 20, 25-pounders in some of the schools for our La Paz fleet. So all in all, things are looking really, really good. I want to pass on to you, if you're coming down in the next couple of weeks, make sure you have your fishing licenses. Now, we send out all the information to you. We send you the links. The only way you can really get those is online right now, so make sure you've got them. The inspectors have been out and they've been checking, so make sure you don't come down here without getting your fishing licenses first. Okay, as far as the fishing looks for the next couple of weeks, from what I can see on the prognosticos, on the weather advisories here, I'm thinking in 2 different languages, it looks like we're going to have great weather. Right now, temperatures in the mid-80s, mid-90s, nighttime temperatures in the mid-80s, so nice, warm. Doesn't look like we're going to have any big weather conditions. Maybe some afternoon isolated thunder showers, but overall looks like some really good fishing. So that's going to wrap it up for our Mexican Minute Tailhunter fishing report for this week. Hope to have you down real soon. Thanks for spending some time with us. You have a great week. This is Jonathan for Tailhunter International signing off.